Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see, I've got two enclosures there, and these are from the spider shop. They're clear plastic enclosures, and you would have seen from some of my other videos I did the circle 30cm ones. These are the small square ones, and you've got medium. I'm not sure if you've got large. I'll put it on the screen if there is, but I love them. They're absolutely brilliant with the lids. They're stackable and they're just so clear, and because they're vented at the top with their lids, I don't need to drill any holes around for this type of species that's going in here today. Right, I'll show you what's inside in a second, but what I'm going to put in there is what I kept in these plastic tubs I just got from a local shop in town. But what is in here is the Pterinochilus lugardi, which is the Hall Baboon. Now, if any of you have got these, obviously it's a baboon species from, I think, Africa. I don't know exactly where. I'll put that up on the screen as well. But when I first got them, they were literally just fossorial. They just disappeared, didn't see them for ages. Might see the odd one chuck a molt outside, but they normally do it underneath. But they are not fully fossorial. So they are fossorial when they're tiny slings, but as they get bigger, they go fossorial and they go terrestrial. And I kept their enclosure very dry with the substrate, water dish. They've webbed up everywhere inside as well. But I've done a bit of research where they're from, and they actually inhabit the banks, where you get the grassy part of the bank and it comes down and it's got a load of like vines and roots from trees coming out. They go in between there, like you see there on the top. So you see it's still fresh, it's green, and it's got the soil, or it gets into the wooded area. So they like that and they come out of the side. So I've tried to do these simulating with a bit of grass in there, and then the substrate enough for them to burrow until I can move them on again to a bigger enclosure. But I don't know if you could see in there from here, but it is out and it's on top. So I'll give you a look and I'll go straight into rehousing them. In fact, one of them has molted as well, and it's got a skinnier abdomen, so I might be able to molt that one, which will be the first time since having these, and I've had them a while now, and they were proper tiny. Let me just pop this off. This shouldn't be, even though it's a baboon species, I'm not gonna cut this. I'm just gonna see if I can walk them out in, because these are quite chilled. The bigger they've got, I can touch them and just get them to move where I want to go, hopefully, if they don't disappear. Let me just see if I can get this lid off. And there we go. So I've got no idea if this one is male or female, but if you saw in one of my previous shorts that I did on YouTube, it's the abdomen. It always reminds me of the scarecrow from Batman, the mask, if you can see that there. And I think they both have the exact same pattern. They're both the same size, because obviously I've got two of these, so I have no idea if this is male or female, but you can still look at that carapace, and it's got that pattern that the Pterinochilus have, like the OBTs. So you can tell it's a baboon straight away, but it took some time to get these to grow. But you can see in the enclosure where it's lived fossorially, and then now, like I'm filming it with a camera and it's not running off. It is so bold now. They've got so used to me, I can drop food in and they'll take it. They are really chilled now, which is a bit unusual for a baboon species, but I want to see if I can put them in there with a bit of grass and just see what they do, like a bit of moss on that side, and just see if they like to live there. And I've created a little starter burrow in the hole, if you can see. So I've got a water dish in there as well, and then I've created a nice cork bark sort of tunnel, so they can go fossorially and they can web that up to feel safe if they need to, but they're more than likely probably dig down there at the top, and then it's got the moss all around the side. In here you can see I have done a water dish. There's probably another one in there buried because they buried them consistently, but I do put water in the water dish, but not every week for this one. I tend to let it dry out, leave them for a bit, because they're eating very well. Right, so what I think I'll do is see if I can try and get this one in, and then we'll show you the other one, which has left a molt out on the top. I'll see if I can do it from here, and I'll see if I'll give you a close-up after. You can see it's just sat out in there, which it never used to do. but they're doing it now. So let's just see if I can encourage it to go in this way. Very curious. Come on. Oh, there we go. It's going to raise up, but it's still quite chilled. Come on, buddy. Look at that for a baboon as well. So chilled. I wouldn't do this with a lot of others, even though my OBTs are getting very, very chill at the minute. Because I think after doing these, I'm going to do the black OBT, so watch out for that video. And just grab the lid. So there we have it. So got that one in. That was super, super chilled. And it's got a nice little makeshift cave to start a little burrow, and then it can come out on the side. I've done it like it's sloped, as if it's on the bank, and a little bit of leaf litter there as well, and just a nice water dish in the corner. And that is it. So stunning colour, and you saw how chilled it was there. So let's try and do the other one. There we go. So got the lid on, and you can open it at the side as well. So if you want to put some food in there, just drop it down in at the side, which I love. And you've got the one on the top. But that's that first one done. And you can see the amount of webbing it did on the inside in there. So let's just put that out of the way. And these tubs go to be used for another day if I have something a bit smaller. Alright. Second one is out, but tends to be a bit more skittish, and the abdomen's gone down. So I'm hoping I've got one of each, male or female. But there's definitely a molt on top of this one. Let's have a look. I should be able to sex it. And it's definitely not matured out, I don't think. I can't see any mature sex organs on that one, but the legs just look different. And it's starting to look like a different colour brown. So I'm hoping this one will be a male, but if it is, if I can sex it off this molt and it's a male, then I'm going to slow it down because the other one is not mature enough yet. And there's the molt. First time I think I've been able to access this, but I'm not sure if it's been destroyed. I think it has at the back, but I will try and do that one. I need to get a look at the front to see if that's matured or not. Right, I managed to tap that and turn it around, and it's sort of had a bit of a defense, but I think you can see there as well. So this one has matured. So I'm quite confident saying my other one's a female, but this one is now a mature male. So I don't need to sex the molts. You can see it there on the end. So technically I could just leave this one in here, because there's no need to change it over. But what I will do is I might put this one in there just so it's in the same enclosure, because I don't like having two different type enclosures, and then it'll be easier to see if it's done another sperm web, because it's webbed so heavily in this enclosure. I'm not too sure. So let's see if I can just courage this one in, and then we'll show you us putting it into that one. So there we have it on that one. So it's a couple of inches in diameter and size there, but it is matured, this one. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's coming up that well, but I can definitely see it there, so it's definitely matured. So I'll have a look and watch them, keep an eye on them. I'll put them in the same enclosures next to each other and see if they're drumming. And if she is drumming towards him, they can still be paired at a sub-adult stage for these. I mean, I know she can get a lot bigger, but if they're receptive back, they can pair. It just means that the size of the egg sac may be greatly reduced. Or they can still successfully pair, but then she will never drop an egg sac. So if I can't find somewhere for this one to go, I'll just pair him and see how long I can keep him. So, because you never know. All right, let's see if we can get this off without it running out. And it's run out. go, let's get you down. Calm down. And there we go. And it still has that same scarecrow pattern on the abdomen, but it's a bit more faded because this one's mature. So it's just going to be a bit easier for me to keep it in here and then see if it does another sperm web, and then I can see where I can go from here. But it's a good size actually, this one. So it's not actually as big as the female. So I think I might be okay on this one, but I'm going to keep an eye on them both with these enclosures put right next to each other. So let me just see if I can get the lid on this one before it escapes again. Right, so there we go. So I'm going to have them both in the same area close together. Let's just check. The female's 12, let's say like 12 centimeters across. So that's a good size. So I don't know whether she'll be ready to pair, but I have paired other tarantulas before because I've seen, in fact I'm doing it at the minute with the, which one is it? The Melogantha species South Mindano. I've got mature male, I've got female about probably that size, and she's not fully grown. I'd say just into subadult stages, but they're constantly pairing all the time and they're living together. So I've just thought I'd try it because I have read that people have successfully had sacs from a subadult spider as long as it's female at that size. So she's got to be 2/3 of the complete adult size and they can drop a sac. So the males have got to be mature obviously because of their sex organs, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them both exactly like that, and then because of the larger air vents on these tubs at the side, they're going to be able to pick up the fair amount from each other. And if I see him drumming and she goes towards him, because I've done it with I've got Selenocosmia crassipes. They're in 2 big glass enclosures and they're permanently living side by side. They go to the glass where they are, and the male will drum and the female will go straight towards it. So I've paired them, which you'll see in a future update, but it does work. So I'm going to try and do that with these. She's nowhere near fully grown yet, but you know, if she's susceptible to it, then I'm obviously going to let them go and just see if he can and see what happens and go from there. But hope you like these enclosures from the Spider Shop. If you do like them, obviously go grab yours. If not, use the link that I put on the screen there. It helps out the channel as well. But hope you like that one. I'll see you on the next one.